Hello. Yeah, as you can see, the storm has kept everybody indoors today. You're the first customer. And as you can see, you can sit absolutely anywhere you would like. So why don't you just choose a seat and I'll come over and get your drink order. Okay? Or I'll see you in 1 second. Excellent choice. It's my personal favorite seat. You've never been here before, right? You didn't think so. I'm really good with faces. It's like kind of almost weird how much I recognize everyone. So here we have this interesting thing we do. Every week we have a completely different menu. But there's not a ton of selections, but I assure you, every single item here is out of this freaking world. You cannot go wrong. The chef is a wizard. Alright, so this is the selection for this week. And since you're the only person here, I'm just gonna kind of go over some things with you. So if you're into pancakes, I must say, his buttermilk pancakes, it's his grandmother's recipe. I can't tell you exactly what's in them, but incredible. And we use only like real maple syrup. Alright. Don't make any decisions yet though. Then we have the classic French toast, thick cut brioche, dipped in vanilla custard, griddled until lightly crisp, finished with powdered sugar. We have the cozy scramble. We have avocado morning toast. The bread is homemade, bear that in mind. And then the sunrise breakfast plate, which is 2 eggs cooked any way you'd like, homemade hash browns, and your choice of bacon or sausage. So I will allow you to look that over. Take all of the time in the world. Here you go. And then, I don't know if you're in the mood for a little caffeine, but here is some of our drink options. So, you can just have your basic, classic diner coffee. Can't go wrong with a nice warm cup of coffee, especially on a day like today when you just want to be all nice and cozy. My personal favorite is the vanilla bean latte. So the vanilla extract that we use is real Madagascar vanilla bean extract, and it just really elevates it. We have a honey cinnamon latte, super delicious. A creamy matcha latte that is made with ceremonial grade matcha. Really also incredibly delicious. That can be hot or cold. And then we have an iced brown sugar oat milk latte. Not sure if you're into the oat milk. Last but not least, a cold brew with sweet cream foam. I know, there's so many good choices. I love having coffee, especially on days like today. It's sort of my favorite little morning ritual. Have you already had some? Oh, all right, well, perfect. So let us help you get nice and caffeinated. So I know there's a lot of decisions. I'm gonna leave you alone, but before I do that, I just want to present you with today's specials. Okay, so even though our menu changes weekly, every day we have 3 special things that are available only for 1 day and 1 day only. So let's go over these 3 things just in case this may sway your decision making. Alright, so for today's specials, we have a strawberry shortcake pancake. I've tried it. It is incredible. The whipped cream is homemade. The strawberries are super, super fresh and so sweet. They taste like there's sugar added to them. There's no sugar added. They're just literally that sweet. Then we have a ham and cheese breakfast melt, and that is served on a homemade warm croissant. Also out of this world. Last but not least, the coffee of today is a caramel cream cold brew, and that'll be served with a caramel drizzle and sweet cream foam. All right, I know it's a lot. It's a lot to think about. Can I get you just a glass of water to get started? Okay. You think things over. I'm gonna get you some water, and then I will come back and take your order. Alright, so here is some nice ice water for you. Do you want a straw? Alright, there you go. So have you had some time to think over what you want to order? Alright, let's start with the drinks. So of all of those choices, nice, keeping it classic. I appreciate that. I appreciate just a nice cup of coffee myself. Nothing fancy. Yeah, you can't mess with success, right? You know, if it ain't broke, no need to fix it. So do you want cream and sugar in that coffee? All right, will do. And now for the most exciting moment. What are you going to order? I was hoping that you were going to choose that. I didn't want to sway you, but my personal favorite. Such a wise choice. You will not be disappointed. So let me go get you that coffee and put this order in, and I will be right back. Is there anything else I can get you while I'm up? We do have stevia, actually. Yeah, I'll bring you a bunch. All right, you just stay there, be comfy. I'll be right back. Here comes a nice fresh cup of coffee. Set this down for you right here. And I brought the stevia as requested. Do you want me to add those in? So where are you from? Like I said, you do not look familiar. I know everybody in this small town. Oh, okay. So are you just passing through? Are you driving up for a wedding? That's nice. Should be fun. Where's the wedding? Oh, it's so beautiful there. Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous location. I hope it's indoors though. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, the weather lately has just been a little bit unpredictable, but they do say that rain on a wedding is good luck. They do. That's the word on the street. Okay, let me just stir this up for you. And you're sure you don't want any creamer or anything? Okay. Well, I like someone that knows exactly what they want. Okay, I'll just set that down for you. So there's nothing else that I can get you right now? Would you want any company? I just need to sit and fold some napkins. I know that you've been on the road for a while, and it sounds like you're going to be on the road for a while longer if you want just a little chit-chat. Perfect. All right, I'll pull up a chair. So, oh, I'm Anne, by the way. I never actually introduced myself. Nice to meet you. officially. So, you watching anything? Watching anything good these days? I did see that. I really enjoyed Steel. I thought it was a super fun show. You know, I always love a little like suspenseful crime thriller. I just started, what is that called? The Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I believe that's like like the Game of Thrones thing. I know this is going to sound so shocking. I never saw Game of Thrones. I know. I'm going to have to at some point watch that entire show. It was on during a very tumultuous time in my life. And unfortunately, I did not get to see it. But everyone always tells me it's like so up my alley. Like, yeah, no, I need to. I definitely need to watch it at some point. I'm really liking the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Definitely, personally, was not cut out to be a knight. Realized that very, very quickly. Yeah, definitely would not be good at jousting. Do you think you have what it takes to be a knight? It sounded fun in theory until they got to that very first jousting battle, and I was like, okay, no, I was not cut out for this. No, I'm really glad that I was not born in that time period for multiple reasons. As exciting and fun as it may be, I think I need, like, modern day medicine and plumbing. There was a very interesting opening scene, which if you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna. Let's just say, watch the first episode. You don't even have to watch too much of the first episode. It's pretty soon. I think it's the first time I've ever seen that filmed. It's not food conversation, so let's just change the subject. Okay. What is your all-time favorite series ever? Like back since you were a kid, up until like teenage years. Solid choice. I don't know. I usually default to saying Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was a really fun show. It's one of the few series that I watched from start to finish twice. Everyone hates Skylar. Yeah, it's something I always hear. You're not the first person to say that. Yeah, no, definitely it's a lot. Did you watch the spinoff, Better Call Saul? Yes, also. Excellent show. Is it Bob Odenkirk? Is that his name? Yeah, he's incredible. He's a really, really good actor. He was so believable as that character. I know. I felt the same way. Oh, speaking of people from that show, did you start, what is that called? Pluribus, that was it. It's, weird name. Yeah, it's the same writer who did Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, and then it has the actress that played Saul's love interest. Yeah, she's like the lead in that. I enjoyed it. I know people have had sort of mixed feelings about it, but I liked it. I'm curious to see where it's going. It kind of has to do, it's just with everything that's been going on with AI and all the different feelings that people have about AI. I think it's an interesting commentary on that, as well as possibly like the whole collective unconscious. Yeah, we don't have to get too spiritual. It's a little too early in the morning for that talk. Sorry, I'm like one of those people that doesn't understand the art of small talk. I just tend to like jump into really heavy topics. There was this shirt that I saw, this guy wearing, what did it say? It said something along the lines of introverted but willing to discuss plants. And I was thinking that I should get a shirt that says something along those lines, like introverted but willing to discuss, life after death. I don't know. I can't do the like, how's the weather type conversations. I just want to like get straight into the good stuff. Especially the older I get. I just feel like, I don't know, just have less time for bullshit. Right? Like, life is just too short to have boring small talk conversations all the time. I just can't do it any longer. It's become physically painful. Oh, was that your stomach that just growled? I'm so sorry. It should be ready, like, probably in 5 minutes. I'll go check on that. He is kind of a perfectionist, the cook. Yeah, every meal is like a work of art. He takes it very, very seriously, but I promise you it's worth the wait. He's gonna put all his love and passion and intensity into this meal. Like, yeah, I've tried to like get him to go a little faster, but like he's like an artist but with food. Like, even when he slices the strawberries, like everything is done with such precision. You'll see when it's ready. I promise you that, like I said, definitely worth the wait. It's nice living in a small town. Why, you've never lived in like a small town before? Big city boy? I've never lived in a big city. I grew up in the suburbs, and I don't know. I think I'm someone that I get overstimulated very easily. So if there's like a lot of noises going on, like heavy traffic or sirens, and just all the commotion that comes from being in a big city, that just kind of makes me feel anxious. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something to me that's just more soothing about the more slow-paced life that you have in a small town. It's never any traffic. Well, the fact that everybody knows each other is not really a selling point for me. That's like one of the few selling points of a big city. I kind of like the anonymity, but yeah, that's sort of the downside. If I could combine those two factors, that would be my utopia. Anonymity of a big city mixed with the slow-paced life of a small town. That's like the winning combo. Yeah, I guess I could just move somewhere really isolated, but I'm also not someone that would be able to like fend for myself. So I can't go. Yeah, I can't be that isolated. Have you ever seen that show, Alone? My mom and my brother are like obsessed with that show. Oh, I haven't really seen it, but it's like this show where people got like dropped off in the middle of nowhere, and they have to, essentially like Survivor, but you are completely alone, and you have to, build your own shelter, catch all your own food. There's some people that are they're just natural born survivalists. That's not me. I know my lane, I think that's important. It's important to know what lane we need to stay in. Did you ever watch that show? I think it was called Bear Grylls. I used to watch that back in the day. He was like this guy, I think he was like ex-military, and similar sort of concept. You know, you would get dropped off and these super remote locations and end up having to, survive based on some kind of questionable tactics. I'm laughing because, it's again, you're about to eat, so I probably shouldn't. I'll tell you when you're done eating some of the things that happen. But I did learn, if I was ever to get stranded in the woods, I do feel like I have learned a lot from watching it. I don't want to ever have to put that theory to the test, but I do think possibly. Well, one of the main things is if you are lost in the woods and there's any sort of water, you want to follow the water because the water is going to flow downstream, and then that's going to lead you down out of the mountain. So follow the water. Also, then that's going to be where that might be all I remember. Like I said, it's better that it's not put to the test. All of my survival skills. Oh, okay. Looks like the chef is signaling me your breakfast is ready. Let me go grab that. You are going to be so happy with this. 1 second. All right, here you are, my dear. Bon appetit. I will just set that down right in front of you. I can't wait to hear what you think of it. Do you need anything else? Do you need any ketchup, salt, pepper? Alright. I can't wait to see what you think of it. See, isn't it worth the wait? It's just, look at how everything is just so perfectly presented on the plate too. He's so cute. I know, he's adorable. I'm so glad that you love it. That makes me really happy. Oh, I can stay and chat. As you can see, there is absolutely no one here. Just gonna go grab one thing. Be right back. Just needed to tally up a few things. I'm so happy you love it. Can I get you anything else? Okay. I know there are so many good things on that menu. And if you need more coffee, let me know. So did you always live in that town, or did you move around growing up? Oh, okay. What was that like? Did you start working there right out of high school, or? Oh. How did you get into that? I know, it's so interesting, the way that we end up doing the jobs that we do. Obviously, I never thought that this was going to be my job when I was a kid. It's so interesting just to think about all the different ways, your life could have gone, all the different options. If we had just made one different decision at one point, are you into the multiverse theory at all? Or, well, it's just sort of this theory about every time you're to make a decision in life, then that sort of branches out and creates some, alternate version of reality. Speaking of that, there's actually a good show sort of based on that theory. It's called Dark Matter. It has Jennifer Connelly in it. If you're into like sci-fi, I think you would enjoy it. Yeah, it's this guy. The basic premise is there's this guy who is like a scientist, and he had decided to make his career and his job. He'd always put that before his love life, and so he gets to this point in his career where he's accomplished everything that he ever wanted to accomplish there. But now he has some regrets. Like, he wonders, like, what would have happened if I hadn't put career first? What would have happened if I had married like my college sweetheart and just went on and had kids and like had done that whole thing instead? And so I don't want to say too much, but this is like the premise of the whole show. So since he's an incredible scientist, he's able to create this machine that allows him to go back and view the version of reality where he was at that crossroad, but instead of choosing career, he chose the girl. And so he's able to go back and view that reality. And let's just say, madness ensues at that point. Like a lot of different things start to happen, and it takes a lot of interesting twists and turns, but I just kind of like that concept, the what if, because there's just so many times in life where one small little decision really changes like the entire course of your entire life. And I just thought it was a cool premise, to be able to see, like, if we had taken the alternate path. It's just, I love all that kind of like sci-fi thing. Yeah, I'm always watching that kind of stuff. I do. Yeah, I just love like mysteries and the unexplained and supernatural sci-fi, anything like that. That's like totally my vibe. No, not so much for you. Well, that's why there's 31 flavors of ice cream, because like everybody has a little bit of a different taste. So it makes life interesting. Oh, I'm so happy that you're liking that. How are you doing on coffee? Okay, well, you just keep me posted. It does look like the rain is looks like it's kind of settling down a little bit out there. So that's nice. You won't have to do driving through that one pass. Have you done that road before? Oh, it's a little sketchy if it's raining. Yeah, like the next 15 miles or so, very, very windy mountain roads. So no, I'm happy for you that you won't have to be driving that in the rain. And also the views, now that it's clearing up a little bit, like that should be absolutely amazing. Yeah, you can see all the way to the ocean. It's really beautiful. You're gonna enjoy that. There's a few little scenic places to pull over and look out. I recommend it. Get the pictures, it's what life's all about. You gotta just like stop and appreciate the moments. You can't just whiz past them, because the next thing you know. Yes, exactly. That's what I always say. It's the journey, not the destination. So much happens on the journey. Yeah, you can't underestimate the journey. Can't sleep on the journey. The journey is usually the best part, in my humble opinion. I am so happy that you were just absolutely cleaning your plate. Yeah, I'm gonna let the chef know that you said that. He always loves to hear when someone says it's like the best that they've ever tasted. Was your mother a good cook? Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I grew up well. My grandmother was a good cook. My mom was a mediocre cook, but yeah, for family parties, like at holidays and on weekends, we'd go over to my grandmother's house, and she was an incredible cook, and I always really looked forward to the weekend and to having some delicious home-cooked meals. Well, can I get you a to-go box for the little bit that you weren't able to finish? Okay, let me go get that for you, and I will let the chef know that you really enjoyed that. No, honestly, it'll make his day to hear that, especially since you might be the only customer that we have all day today. Okay, do you want like a cup of coffee for the road? I can put it in a to-go cup. You got it. Okay, let me get you that coffee and a little to-go box, and I will have you on your way. I definitely want you to head out before the rain starts up again. Okay, you just sit there. I'll be